Much, David. Well, it's Wednesday, and that means it's time for Healthy Living. Today, Lynn Hosteller joins us from Lynn's Pharmacy in downtown Brazil to talk more about alternative medications and therapies. And first off, what are alternative medications and therapies?
Well, alternative medication therapies encompass everything from acupuncture to botanicals, herbals, all kind of aromatic therapies, lots of different things. But I like to focus on botanicals and herbs.
That's your expertise.
That's my expertise.
Well, tell us about that method.
Well, the plants have been used for medication for years and years. In fact, the beginning of history. And that's where the ancients always used plants to do medicine. And it goes back to even to Egypt. So we've done it for a long time, so it's nothing new. About 20-some% of our modern day medicine comes from plants. The digitalis, the quinine, different drugs like that we've used for decades, all come from plants. So the thing is, we're just using some herbal products now that are available that aren't mainstream. The FDA doesn't approve them, mainly because a lot of people in this country have chosen to keep the FDA and the government out of herbal products.
Okay.
That way you can get new stuff to market much easier. But by the same token, you don't have the background or the knowledge or the safety or the other things. So that's why I usually recommend using European standardized drugs and herbs.
Okay.
Those are all assayed. They treat drugs, plants as drugs. They make sure that they are standardized. They make sure that they're tested, and there's a procedure behind everything. So the physician in Europe can write a prescription for one of these herbal products knowing expected results. That's not the case in this country.
Now, is that on the label?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Some of the products just say so-and-so. And a lot of for example, they've done studies with some of the plants, and there are different potencies all up and down the board, overpotent or subpotent. So you don't know what you're getting. So basically what I'm saying in the short is, if you don't know your herbs, know your pharmacist.
Yeah, because I was going to ask, what kind of research, what kind of homework do you have to do before you take something like this?
Well, if you buy from reputable companies that do the research, that use the European procedures, then there's quite a bit of safety and quite a bit of understanding behind this. And we can pretty much tell you what will happen if you take a certain drug that's standardized. But if you just buy one that's not standardized, then you get into trouble.
You've brought some examples with you today, and I want you to talk about each of them.
Okay. Let's talk about cat's claw. This product called Ceravent. The cat's claw is a little, it's not a little herb, it's an herb. It's kind of like an overgrown philodendron. Okay. Grows in Amazon jungle, and it has little claws on it that allows it to climb up the tree. Okay. And so the people go down there to gather this, and the medicine man, the charlatan down there, what do you want to call him, is running around, and it's an Indian and not very educated and dumb, we think. So he runs up to this plant and says, "Bad spirit, bad spirit," and goes over to another plant, "Good spirit." And so this is what the reporter wrote in his journal, and he says, we didn't believe him, but we dug up the roots, which is the active ingredient, took it back to the lab, and the thin layer chromatography showed the difference. And if you happen to mix the bad spirit plant with the good spirit plant, it doesn't work. It loses all of its medicinal effect.
Wow. Well, I know we're running out of time, and I would love to hear all the stories. Quickly, cost effective. Is it fairly inexpensive to seek out these alternative treatments?
It's usually much cheaper than conventional.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Lynn. It's always great to see you. And Healthy Living airs right here on Wednesdays. And for more information on what we talked about today, all you have to do is go to our website at WTHI-TV.com and click on Healthy Living. News 10 at midday. We'll be right back, so stay with us.